And on today's morning show, what I'm going to go through evidence and proof when I'm in the studio that not only has Iran lost the war, Iran is now admitting that they lost the war. And I'm going to share with you the evidence of that on the show this morning. So do not miss the next video, okay? All right, so, you know, this war we've been in since 1979 is America's longest war, the war with Iran. I mean, it's, 47 going on 48 years of war with Iran. So, the collapse of Iran and really just a couple of weeks of combat operations, if you think about it. I mean, how many days have there actually been military operations? We've just had 9 nights, 9 days of bombings. But overall, from the beginning, it's very few, which you lose a little perspective because there's been so much going on. But, if you follow what's going on inside Iran, their infrastructure, their military infrastructure is totally just decimated. They have a few things here and there. They have some rockets that they've pieced together that, were left over or found in the rubble or in some underground place, or maybe they pieced together and repaired some that were damaged from other explosions. But they've gotten off a few lucky shots. There's been 17 U.S. personnel killed. Sadly, we lost somebody else yesterday. And, the war was won on day one, right? There's never been a time in this air campaign against Iran where we were not ahead. We were not the victors. And everybody knows this. But the left hate it. The left have been taken over by a bunch of Hassan Piker types, right? And I don't care if he was born in the United States. He is not an American in his heart and mind, Hassan Piker, is he? He's not an American in his heart and his mind. And he's not speaking to an American audience. Just like Mamdani. Mamdani, in an interview, I'm going to play a clip of this on the program this morning. Mamdani said that Israel's not a place, it's an idea. And I'll play the whole thing that he says. I mean, there's the country, courtesy of Barack Obama, very destructive president, Barack Obama, but the country has been colonized by a lot of foreigners with a foreign perspective. So I'm going to go through that today. There's also another story that's pretty big. A store owner gave an interview in Springfield, Ohio, and he has no business. And he says that 80% of the Haitians of Springfield, Ohio, are gone. They've just disappeared. And what's happened is, after this ruling from the Supreme Court that the temporary protective status is over, they have fled. They didn't return to Haiti, but they're on the run. So how many Haitians were in Springfield? Does anyone have the number on that? How many Haitians did the Otto Penn administration of Joe Biden relocate to Springfield, Ohio? Because the reports are that 80% of them have left. 80%. That's crazy. No, not 500. There were thousands. Does anybody know the number of Haitians that were sent to Springfield? 5,000. Well, if it's 5,000, it would be 45,000 or 4,000 are on the run. However many it is, 80% of the Haitians of Springfield, Ohio, are on the lam. So, isn't that something? I know. So we'll cover that story as well. I got a lot to cover though, but Iran has lost this war. they've lost the war. And when I share on the next stream my proof of that, I'll definitely be taking your calls on the next stream, which will be in about 30 minutes in the studio. And the Hate America, Never Trumper left, you know, they don't want to see victory, right? They want to see loss. They want the U.S. to lose. Even without Trump, they hate the country. You know, and the idea of an American win is just something that's repulsive to them, especially with Trump, right? As president, it just drives them nuts. So, you know, it's really sad that you have so many people in this country that want to see America lose, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Really is. Really, really sad. Mm-hmm. I mean, let me give a yes or a no. A yes or a no to this question. Do you want the United States to win the war with Iran? Yes or no? Do you want the United States to win the war with Iran? Yes or no? And you know the left don't. Anyone that says yes is MAGA. Yep. See, it's all MAGA. Yep. Anyone that says no is a never Trumper. There we go. Dee Dee, there's the never Trumper. Wants America to lose. Dee Dee wants America to lose. Mm-hmm. Well, if you know, you could be a Democrat that supports Trump like Bobby Kennedy. Mm-hmm. If you're not 100% behind us winning, you're a never Trumper, Democrat, loser. Now, after half a century of putting up with their bullcrap, I think it's about time, right? That somebody finishes the job, and that's what President Trump has done. In fact, it's not me saying that we won the war with Iran, and it's not even Trump. The Iranians themselves are saying that the United States won the war. 5,000 Haitians in Springfield, well, that means 4,000 are on the run. It's a ghost town now in Springfield. The cats are safe, the ones that are left. It was kind of like Night of the Comet there for a while. That's right, make America great again, damn straight. Mm-hmm. Francis, you are right on. Francis P. Johnson, you're right on. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name's Brian. This is Where MAGA Comes to Talk. Make sure you subscribe. Yeah, I mean, I was listening to Hassan Piker this morning, not to his program. I wouldn't listen to that nonsense, but I saw a clip of him speaking to a group, and just he's an angry guy, isn't he? He is an angry guy. How can you be angry in America? This is the greatest country that's ever existed, the United States, right? Incredible opportunities. And, you know, someone like Hassan Piker, who's talking about, you know, wealth inequality and all this, isn't he rich? Isn't he rich? Yes, miserable spoiled brat. See, in these communist societies, the ruling elite, they're all rich. Like Fidel Castro and all of his top cronies had, after they took over Cuba, had beach houses and everything else, and mansions. That's right. I watched a movie on Netflix. I talked to the Patreon supporters about this yesterday, and I just forgot the name of the movie. The first name of the movie, it's a 2-word name. It's on Netflix. WASP. I forgot the second word, if anybody knows. I watched this, but we canceled Netflix. But we still have it for a little while until the subscription runs out. And I've canceled Netflix so many times, and there'll be something on I want to see, so I'll get it for like a month to watch it. But it's a movie about brothers to the rescue. I'm going to talk about this on the air today, and I'll get the full name of the movie. And it's about brothers to the rescue. Welcome. Welcome, Calypso, as a member to the channel. Remember, when you're a member, your name stands out with a special color, and you get access to the members-only videos that I make and things. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome. It's called Wasp. I'll look it up so I get the name when I go on the air this morning. But Brothers to the Rescue are Cuban dissidents who fly over the Florida Straits looking for rafts of people coming from Cuba so they can tell the Coast Guard where they are so they don't drown. And that trip from Cuba to the United States, they do good work. And it's about this Cuban spy ring that infiltrated them back in the 90s. And I remember when that happened, because I live here in South Florida, you know, and they had these arrests of these Cuban spies. And so I said, oh, let me watch the movie, since it takes place where I live here, you know, Miami. And it was the most pro-Castro, pro-communist Cuban movie I've ever seen. You would think this was made by the Fidel Castro Film Club of Havana. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. And by the time I realized it, I was about quarter of the way through the movie. And it was about and it was with American actors, mind you. And it was about Cuban spies who infiltrated Brothers to the Rescue and other Cuban exile organizations in Miami to stop acts of terrorism being committed against the Castro regime. I couldn't freaking believe it. And how the Clinton FBI was working with Fidel Castro to fight the Cuban terrorists from the exile community of Miami. I've never seen, and it's an American movie, at least on the face of it, with American actors. And I'm like, what the heck is this? And I'll get the title of it when I go on the air. It's called Wasp, and I can't remember the second word, but I'll get it for the show today and warn people. They are brainwashing young people about communism everywhere. This is the most out-of-the-closet pro-communist thing I've ever seen. And another reason to cancel Netflix. Oh my goodness, it was pretty bad, and I don't think most people that watch it would pick up on what the movie was about. But there's a major communist attack going on in this country, whether it's these Democrats, Socialists of America that are communists, this movie on Netflix that I'm talking about. They're mainstreaming communism. This country is under attack. Under attack. And you know, Netflix puts these warnings on one of maybe the greatest American movie. I think it's the greatest American movie ever made, Gone with the Wind. They put all these disclaimers on it. Well, they don't tell you that this movie I watched is a pro-Castro communist movie. Yeah, we'd like to make Mexico great again, so they'd stop jumping the border to come here. Shut down those cartels. Making Mexico great again is a great thing, yeah. Trump supports that. I tell you, I'm listening to this audiobook. It's a Gen Z audiobook about Gen Z. When I'm done with the book, maybe I'll talk about it. Gen Z is the most screwed up, messed up, pathetic, mostly the guys, the men, if you can call them that. The Gen Z male is the most messed up, pathetic generation of American men that have ever lived in this country. And I'm listening to this. It's a New York Times best-selling book, and it's a Gen Z book about Gen Z men. And you guys are so messed up you don't even know it. You know who I feel really sorry for more than the Gen Z men? Are the Gen Z women, because they do not have real men to choose from. No, they don't. And it's written by a Gen Zer too, the book. Really a messed up group. Very, very sad. Very sad. Yep. That's true. I mean, it's. I was looking for a new book that would be something out of my realm of normal reading. And I came across this one on Spotify, and it is, what a sad, I would think, even if you're a Gen Z man, and again, I use that term very loosely because I just don't think you can call them men. You must feel really inadequate. They really must, right? The ones I talk to that call me on the show, and then I'm reading this book, these guys that call me are your average Gen Z guy. But I'll tell you who's also pathetic. Did you guys see the arrest of Andrew Tate? My goodness. And did you see those strange clothes that Andrew Tate was wearing when he got arrested in Miami over the weekend? With those high water pants he was wearing, and then it's all over X. They have a picture side by side. It was women's clothes. He was wearing a woman's blouse and slacks, and they were way too small. They looked like capri pants that were way too small. And why is Andrew Tate wearing women's clothes? Does anyone know why is Andrew Tate wearing women's clothes? I want to talk about this too, because I don't. My main topic today is Iran admitting that they've lost the war to the United States and to President Trump and to President. But a lot of conservatives are all into Andrew Tate. I'm not. I don't get this fascination with Andrew Tate. But have you seen the video that he was wearing women's clothes? Did you see what he was wearing? The gray slacks and that purple shirt? Why is he dressed that way in women's? I have no idea. And why are the answer to this part's simple. Why are so many conservative influencers all into Andrew Tate? Like Tucker Carlson flew with Patrick Bet-David to Europe to interview him, and a lot of, why? Clickbait. A lot of conservative influencers have talked about and promoted Andrew Tate or even interviewed Andrew Tate because it's clickbait, right? It gets a lot of views and attention because he's a famous guy. He's one of the most famous men in the world, and it gets them views and clicks. That's why they do it. It's clout chasing. No, he's not manly, that's for sure. Oh my goodness. Well, when I saw the arrest and I saw the clothes he was wearing, I'm like, what the hell is that? And then when I saw this comparison, it was right out of a catalog, an online catalog that was women's outfit he was wearing. I'm like, what the heck? Very bizarre. I mean, I have zero interest in Andrew Tate. He is not a man to look up to. He is not a representation of a manly man. Yeah, sure, he could kick all of our butts. He's a trained fighter, but so what? So what? Just because someone's a trained fighter doesn't mean you want to model yourself after them. Just because somebody's good at something, Yeah. But those clothes, I just don't get those clothes. I don't know about the charges. I don't know. I just don't. I don't care. The justice system will take care of the Tate brothers. I don't know if they're guilty, innocent. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. But I do know this: that conservatives really should disassociate with Andrew Tate and his brother. That's right. If you're new to my channel, my name is Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure that you subscribe, guys. The next stream will be in about 18 minutes or so, and I will be in the studio taking your calls live. You won't want to miss it. And yeah, I'll get the name of that commie movie I saw on Netflix just to warn people about it. It's very dangerous what's going on. But my lead story is going to be Iran's admission that Trump and the United States have won the war. That's going to be my lead story that I start with on the morning show today. I've got a lot of things to cover, not just the ones that I've mentioned. So, all right, guys, I got to take off and head to the studio, so I will see you shortly, all right? Again, make sure you subscribe, like the video, And the next stream is already set up. It's got Trump in the thumbnail, and you'll see it, and I'll be live there. But that chat room's already going, so you can jump over to that chat room before I start the live